All right, Sting fans not happy here right now. I can just say that honestly right now. Owen Sound attack leading 2-0. Some penalty calls in there that the Sting fans were, let's say, obviously not impressed with. Drake Rimshaw getting a slashing, I believe it was slashing call. Jordan Cairo got knocked really hard in what some would call a headshot. So Sting fans not happy about that. Jonathan Ang also in there with another penalty. You know what happens when the crowd's not happy. There's a lot of booing going on, let's just say that. So it is what it is. We got to move on to the second period. 2-0 in favor of Owen Sound attack. Thanks for watching, everybody. As always, I'm David Burrows here with the Video Show Network. We're going to go right now and take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard to catch you up on some of the games that are already currently happening in the OHL. Kitchener Rangers, Guelph Storm still tied at 0 apiece. Erie Otters have jumped out in front in the second period, 1-0 against Mississauga Steelheads, 1-0 for Niagara Ice Dogs and against the Peterborough Petes. Kingston and North Bay tied at 1 apiece in there. London with a strong lead right now, 4-1 over Ottawa. 2-0, as we said here, with the Owen Sound attack. Sioux Greyhounds leading the Windsor Spitfires. There's a game to keep an eye on for sure. 2-1 for them right there. Some other games coming up at 5:30. Sudbury will take on Saginaw. So again, right now, 2-0 for the Owen Sound attack. There's a lot of aggression going on out there, and it's going to be interesting to see what comes out in second period. Also, just near the end with 28 seconds left in the first period here, it seemed like both teams were really going at each other, fighting on the ice. And anyway, it's going to be interesting to see what happens out there. This gentleman standing here patiently next to me, this is Mike Patterson. You're with Home Depot, and you're assistant manager there?
Yep, here at the store in Sarnia.
Yeah, okay. So you guys are here today taking care of the Chuck-a-Puck.
Yep.
And you're doing that on behalf of the Inn of the Good Shepherd.
Yep, for the Home Depot Canada Foundation, we support the Inn of the Good Shepherd through our Orange Door Project, which is aimed at supporting homeless and at-risk youth, and just providing whatever services we can through the Inn of the Good Shepherd.
Right, so this is something that doesn't just happen here in our town. This is something Home Depot does across a lot of communities.
Yeah, across the country, actually, you'll see the Orange Door Project happening in every store. We do run a donation campaign a couple of times a year for that, but this coming out to the game today to support not only the Sting, but the community and everybody involved here. So.
Yeah, okay. I notice a lot of Home Depot, just besides the Inn of the Good Shepherd, at least here in Sarnia, and I'm sure again across many communities, always involved in the community. That seems to be something that's important to the Home Depot family.
Yeah, not only do we do a lot of work with the Inn of the Good Shepherd, including the annual food drive around Christmas time, we do a lot of work and projects with Habitat for Humanity here in Sarnia as well, and anything else that we can get out into the community and involved in as well.
Yeah, that's fantastic to see that relationship going on in the community. What kind of other thing, like Home Depot, you know, as far as community involvement, I mean, they seem to, anybody that I talk to that works in the Home Depot family, there's really a good relationship with your employees there as well, and the whole, there's like a family atmosphere going on in the Home Depot world.
Yep, we have lots of folks who've actually worked at the store since it opened a little over 15 years ago now.
It's been that long, wow.
We've been here in Sarnia, yeah, so a lot of folks still here from day one, and some of us have been here a little less time, but Sarnia is very unique, and it's very much a small community, even though it's a city of over 70,000 people. Still very much small town, and a lot of good folks here. Yeah,
I noticed too, I'll just mention too, you have some fun with barbecues in the summertime. You have some fun contests. I know I've noticed that on K106.3 and the Rib Fest involvement and that sort of thing. That always looks like a lot of fun. So Home Depot, obviously, important to be a part of our communities here in Sarnia. That's fantastic.
We love getting involved in everything, and you mentioned the barbecue contest. We host the Boss of Sauce contest.
That's right, yeah, good.
Yep.
It was slipping there.
And I've been lucky enough to get to judge a couple of times, which, so there's a little bit of benefit for me personally, but no, it's great to get everybody out and involved with that.
Yeah, okay, and Habitat for Humanity as well, you said. That's huge projects. That's, you see, where does this come from? Does this come from, like, the ownership of Home Depot and their values as to what they believe as a
at a company level, we've been big supporters of Habitat for Humanity for a long time. It's a great partnership where we can donate a lot of our materials that we just can't sell in the store, whether they've been returned or just no longer being sold at the store. So we donate a lot to the Habitat Restore. It's a great partnership there, as well as getting our Team Depot volunteers out onto the projects themselves and actually helping during the construction of the homes for those projects.
Oh, okay, fantastic. Well, we thank you for being here, and we appreciate all all the work that you do.
Thanks
and I know we've got a couple more minutes here. I'll just drag you along a little bit more. I know you say you're kind of new to being a hockey fan here, but you said this is your 4th game, so you've seen some. What are you seeing out here? What are you taking away from the action out here tonight and the other games you've been at?
Tonight seems to be a pretty gritty game, and we'll have to see if that little scrum there at the end of the first period will carry over.
Is that what you call it?
We'll call it a scrum, yeah. And we'll see if it carries over into the second period and see if the game gets a little rougher or if the teams get back to business.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Thanks again for your support here
no
at
problem.
the Good Shepherd.
No problem.
Mike Patterson from Home Depot. They're the sponsoring supporters. And we got our bells here. I got my bell that Home Depot handed out. There's lots of them. Everybody who came through the door got one of these. It's my first bell. I've never had one before, so I have.
Now we just need some Sting goals to hear everybody ringing those out.
That's right. We got to shake these bells a little bit more to get it going. All right, we'll be back here next period. My friend Jay Peckham will join me as always with his fan perspective. I'm sure he's wishing he was here right now because he's going to have lots to say about what's going on the ice, but he'll have more. So make sure you follow us, of course, everywhere at TVSN World on all our social medias. We'll keep you updated. Once again, currently Owen Sound leading over the Sarnia Sting, a score of 2-0. And it'll be interesting to see what comes up here in the second period in about 10 minutes' time. So follow us everywhere again at TVSN World. And thanks again to our friends at Home Depot. And thanks to all of you for watching. Broadcasting for the Video Show Network, I'm David Burrows, and my new friend Mike Patterson from Home Depot. We'll talk to you soon.